Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, General Hospital Diaries. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. General Hospital fans, brace yourselves, because Port Charles may be on the verge of facing one of the most bizarre and unsettling twists in years. A breakthrough in science, a mysterious laboratory project, and an obsession with unfinished business could result in the return of someone the town hoped to never see again. And the most shocking part? This comeback may arrive in a form no one could have imagined, one that strikes at the heart of Anna Devane herself. Rumors have been buzzing around the edges of Port Charles about a scientist named Dr. Sidwell, a man who has kept a low profile, but whose reputation suggests brilliance drifting close to the edge of madness. What most people don't know is that Sidwell has been working on something dangerously ambitious, an attempt to stabilize a cold fusion prototype capable of generating extraordinary energy. While the project was designed as a scientific breakthrough, whispers suggest Sidwell became interested in something much darker, the idea of recreating consciousness using captured neurological signatures. Not cloning, not robotics, something far more disturbing. Imagine the potential in the wrong hands. An energy source powerful enough to sustain a human-like vessel, combined with a way to imprint memories or traits extracted from preserved brain tissue. And this is where the story takes a chilling turn. Because if anyone in Port Charles ever left behind enough twisted remnants of their mind to tempt a scientist like Sidwell, it was Caesar Faison. Even after his death, rumors persisted that parts of his research, his journals, and perhaps even biological materials were never fully destroyed. Certain organizations had their reasons for keeping fragments of his legacy in cold storage, and Sidwell may have gotten access to exactly what he needed. But here's what makes this potential twist so explosive. Sidwell's early tests, according to those who have watched his experiments from the shadows, required an incredibly strong template in order to anchor the neurological imprint. Someone with mental resilience, a complex emotional history, and a strong genetic profile. Someone connected deeply to Faison's past. And that leads straight to Anna Devane. Anna has spent years battling Faison psychologically, emotionally, and physically. Their history is filled with trauma, manipulation, and twisted obsession. If Sidwell believed that he needed a host whose neural pathways could sustain the imprint, someone with a tangled link to Faison's psyche, Anna would be the perfect, if unwilling match. Not in the sense of possessing her body, but using her biological structure as the blueprint for a new synthetic vessel. A vessel that could mimic her appearance, her voice, and her mannerisms, while harboring something entirely different underneath. Imagine the chaos if a figure walked into Port Charles appearing to be Anna, saying all the right things, wearing her familiar expressions, even interacting with her friends, but carrying a spark of Faison's consciousness. Not a full resurrection. Not a ghost. Something in between. A Faison-influenced replica built from Anna's image, capable of slipping into her life and manipulating those closest to her. It would be the ultimate violation of identity, something even Faison himself never achieved in life. Port Charles would have no reason to suspect anything at first. Valentine might sense something off, but chalk it up to stress. Robert could dismiss the odd tension as unresolved conflict, and no one would dare imagine the truth. That a scientific experiment had created a living embodiment of Anna's worst nightmare. Meanwhile, the real Anna would likely begin noticing strange inconsistencies around her, people reacting oddly to her, conversations she doesn't remember having, decisions she supposedly made but never did. The confusion would grow until she couldn't deny it. Someone out there is wearing her face. But the bigger question is this: what would be the purpose of bringing back even a fragment of Faison? What does Sidwell gain? Some speculate he may have been promised resources, protection, or scientific opportunities through old WSB contacts gone rogue. Others believe Sidwell is fascinated by Faison's legacy of manipulation and psychological warfare and wants to see what happens when a master manipulator is reborn in a new form, one with access to Anna's memories, her skills, and her connections. Consider the danger if a Faison-coded mind had access to Anna's tactical instincts. That means strategic thinking, undercover expertise, and her experience with international intelligence. It would make this new creation far more dangerous than Faison ever was. And this time, he wouldn't be operating from the shadows. He'd be hiding in plain sight, welcomed into the inner circles of Port Charles as Anna Devane herself. Imagine the emotional fallout. Valentine, already protective of Anna, would be horrified once he realized there were two versions of her, and that one is something else entirely. Robert would be torn between duty and the guilt of not noticing sooner. Sonny would see the threat immediately, recognizing a manipulator in a disguise, and insist on confronting the imposter head-on. Jason would follow the pattern, noticing inconsistencies through observation alone, and the real Anna would experience one of the most devastating betrayals of her life, not from Faison himself, but from the violation of her identity, her memories, and her very face. And if Sidwell's cold fusion prototype is as powerful as suggested, this creation might not even be easy to destroy. Traditional methods might fail. It might be able to regenerate or reintegrate its imprint by drawing energy from the cold fusion core Sidwell built. The more you think about it, the more this twist becomes an existential crisis beyond anything Anna could insert herself into WSB operations. She could sabotage investigations. She could undermine relationships, plant false evidence, or manipulate alliances. And every single move she made would twist the knife deeper into the real Anna, forcing her to confront the possibility that Faison's obsession survived past his death, echoing through a creation engineered to carry fragments of his mind. Imagine the confrontation when the two Annas finally face each other. The real Anna demanded answers, furious and terrified, and the imposter responded with that chilling calmness Faison was known for, hidden behind Anna's eyes. The psychological impact alone would be enormous. And if the imposter carries even a flicker of Faison's madness, that moment would become one of the most unforgettable showdowns in the soap's history. But the biggest unanswered question remains: how much of Faison would actually be present? Would this be a fully sentient echo of him? Or would it be a distorted mixture of his darkest impulses fused with Anna's structure? Would it remember their shared past clearly, or would it operate on instinct? An instinct deeply rooted in obsession? Sidwell may believe he has created the perfect fusion of intellect, strategy, and psychological depth. But creations like this rarely stay loyal. If the imposter ever realized it wasn't truly Anna and wasn't fully Faison either, that identity crisis could turn explosive. And Port Charles could find itself dealing not with a master villain, but a hybrid entity desperate to define itself through control, destruction, or revenge. One thing is certain: if this cold fusion project truly unlocks something capable of blurring the line between life, memory, and identity, Port Charles will never be the same. And Anna Devane may find herself battling an enemy who knows her better than anyone ever has, because it was built from her, built around her, and built to challenge everything she thought she had defeated. The past has a way of returning to Port Charles. But sometimes it comes back in a form more terrifying than anyone expected. And if Sidwell's creation really brings back even a piece of Faison, Anna may be forced to confront the darkest reflection of herself. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.